Before you start picking cities in North County, San Diego, I want you to think about the map first, because this is where a lot of relocation buyers get confused. They hear names like Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, San Marcos, Vista, Escondido, Del Mar, Solana Beach, Rancho Santa Fe, and Poway. And if you're not from here, it can all start to blur together. But once you understand how North County is laid out, the area starts to make a lot more sense. You can stop asking which city is best and start asking a better question. Which part of the map actually fits my lifestyle, my commute, my budget, and the kind of home that I want? So in this video, I'm going to break down North County, San Diego in a simple way. Coastal areas, inland cities, freeway corridors, lifestyle differences, and trade-offs you need to know before you choose somewhere to live. Hi everyone, I'm Cherie Harrington. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego County, and I help buyers and relocation clients understand the different communities throughout North County before they make a move. The first thing to know is that North County is not one exact lifestyle. It's more like a collection of different areas that all fall under the same general region. You have beach towns, inland cities, suburban neighborhoods, rural and estate-style areas. You have communities that feel more walkable, and others where you'll drive almost everywhere. You have areas close to the coast and areas where the weather, housing, and daily routine may feel very different. So instead of looking at North County as one big area, I like to break it down into a few zones. Let's start with the coastal zone. This is a stretch people usually picture first: Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, and Del Mar. These are the cities along or near the coast, and they usually attract people who want beach access, coastal restaurants, outdoor living, walkable pockets, and everything that Southern California has to offer. But even within the coastal zone, the cities are very different. Oceanside is the furthest north and has the harbor, the pier area, downtown energy, and more variety in different parts of the city. Carlsbad is also coastal, but it's larger, has a mix of beach areas, residential neighborhoods, master plan communities, shopping trails, and everyday convenience. Encinitas has more of the classic North County beach town feel in areas like Leucadia, Cardiff, Old Encinitas, while still having more inland pockets like the newer areas of Encinitas, Olivenhain, and Solana Beach is smaller, more compact, and sits in a very central coastal location. Del Mar is a smaller premium coastal market with a very distinct village feel and limited inventory compared to other larger cities. The main thing to understand about the coastal zone is that you are usually paying for lifestyle and location. This can mean higher prices, smaller lots in some of the areas, older homes depending on the neighborhood, more visitor activity near the beach, and more competition for certain properties. For some buyers, that trade-off is totally worth it. They want to be close to the ocean, restaurants, walking areas, and coastal energy. For other buyers, they realize they love visiting the coast, but they don't actually need to live right near it every day. So that brings us to the second zone, the Highway 78 corridor. This is where the cities like Oceanside, Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido start to connect east and west across North County. This part of the map is really important because it shows how people move between the coast and the inland areas. If you're looking at Vista, San Marcos, or Escondido, you are usually having a very different conversation than someone who only wants to be beach close. These cities can offer more housing variety, different price points depending on the property, more inland neighborhoods, and a more practical daily routine for some buyers. San Marcos, for example, is often considered by buyers who want North County access, trails, shopping, colleges, and just a more residential feel. Vista can offer a lot of different pockets, with some areas feeling more established, some feeling more rural, and then others feeling more connected to shopping and major roads. Escondido is further away, further inland, and it's a larger, very different feel from the coastal cities. It may appeal to buyers who want more space, a different type of housing search, but it also means you're further from the coast and you should pay attention to your commute and the weather differences. Highway 78 corridor can make sense if you want to stay in North County but are open to being more inland. The trade-off is that many areas are more car dependent, and the beach will not be part of your everyday routine in the same way it might be if you live closer to the coast. The third zone is the inland or the I-15 side. This is where buyers start comparing places like Escondido, Rancho Bernardo, Poway, and nearby inland communities depending on how broad their search. This side of the map can be very practical for certain commutes, especially if your work, family, or daily life is connected to the I-15 corridor. Inland San San Diego or areas further east, but the lifestyle is completely different. You're not buying the beach town experience here. You're usually looking at more inland living, warmer weather in many areas, more driving, and different housing options. They might care more about the home itself, commute access, lot size, or quieter residential setting than being closer to the beach. For others, it might just seem too far away from the coastal lifestyle that they had in mind. So this is why the map matters. A home can look awesome online, but if it puts you in the wrong part of the county for your actual routine, you may feel that every single week. The fourth zone is the estate, rural, and larger property conversation. This includes places buyers may compare like Rancho Santa Fe, Olivenhain, Fallbrook, Bonsall, and Valley Center. These areas are not all the same, but they usually come up when buyers are looking for more space, privacy, a different setting, or a less dense lifestyle. The trade-offs can be very different here. You may or may not have more land or separation from neighbors, but you also need to think about drive times, maintenance, insurance, utilities, septic or well considerations if they apply, internet service, road access, and how far you are from where you have to work. These areas can be beautiful and appealing, but they are not the same lifestyle as living in a coastal town or a more central suburban neighborhood. Now let's talk about the roads, because the roads here really shape your life. Interstate 5 runs along the coast and connects cities like Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, and Del Mar. Highway 78 runs east and west through North County, connecting Oceanside, Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido. Interstate 15 is the major inland north-south route and matters a lot if you're looking at inland communities or commuting towards central San Diego, Riverside County, or other inland areas. There are also rail options in North County. The Coaster runs along the coastal corridor, and the Sprinter connects Oceanside with inland North County through places like Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido. But even with these transit options, most buyers should assume they need to understand the driving patterns. Do not just check distance, check the real drive time here. Test the commute at the time you would actually be on the road. Check how it feels getting to work, the airport, appointments, restaurants, beaches, and the places that you're going to use every week. Now here's how I would use the map if I were relocating. First, decide whether you want coastal, inland, or somewhere in between. Second, decide how much driving you're comfortable with. Third, decide whether you care more about the location or the home itself. Fourth, look at your budget, not just the purchase price. And fifth, visit the areas at different times of the day before you commit. Because North County San Diego is not one lifestyle. If you want beach access and coastal energy, you may focus on Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, or Del Mar. If you want more inland housing options and practical North County access, you may compare Vista, San Marcos, or Escondido. If you want larger properties or a more private setting, you might look at Rancho Santa Fe, Olivenhain, Fallbrook, Bonsall, or Valley Center. If your commute is the biggest factor, your search may be shaped more by the 5 freeway, 78, or the 15 more than a city name itself. The biggest mistake relocation buyers make is choosing a city before understanding the map. The better approach is to choose the lifestyle first, then narrow the city, then narrow the neighborhood, and then compare the homes. That's how you avoid falling in love with a house that does not meet your real life. If you're thinking about moving to North County, San Diego, or anywhere in San Diego County, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help to compare the different cities, understand the trade-offs, and figure out which area makes the most sense for your lifestyle, your budget, and your long-term plans. I'm Cherie Harrington, and I'll see you in the next video.